and get the property that I'm supposed to have. I pretty much own your jacuzzi, your hot tub.
I see. Okay. Let me tell you something. I've been in that house for 10 years. We put that fence up when we moved in, and it was based on the property line that was set 10 years ago. I don't know what you're looking at, but my fence is not moving, my jacuzzi's not moving, and there's no changing that.
Okay. Well, let me what you wanted to boy.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Grant's Lawn Care. I'm gonna do y'all a very quick walk around of this property that I'm gonna take care of, show you the befores and afters, and hopefully you enjoy this video. I haven't said it, I don't think, in my last couple of videos, but I'm gonna say it today, that if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, but find yourself coming back to it again and again and enjoying the content, today is a perfect day to subscribe. Today is the 20th of May, and it would make my day if you subscribe to the channel and also give this video a quick thumbs up. I haven't been here in almost a month. Matter of fact, a month tomorrow, looking at my book, and it has not really grown too bad. You got those dandelions that are up in there, but you know, that's to be expected. But all in all, it really hasn't grown. But I'm gonna have to go ahead and get this taken care of. I was asked, could I take care of this on another day, but due to my work schedule, I'm gonna have to go ahead and stamp this out today. I just gotta make sure I get everything taken care of in a timely manner that works best for me, you know. So I'm gonna take care of it today, because the rest of this week I will be at my full-time job, and Friday is commercial Friday, so I will not at all entertain coming back to this side of town Friday, because that would take my schedule a little bit off the rhythm. So sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. That's a little thick right here, but the backyards are usually pretty thick, especially depending on the sewage line. Nothing major, nothing that shouldn't take me no more than about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, hopefully tops. Just a little bit longer because I'll be moving my tripod around, of course, doing the content. But other than that, we're about to get started. So this intro seems like it's been a little bit longer than I wanted to, looking at the timestamp on my phone. So I'm ending it now. Again, thank you everyone for tuning into the channel. Not really too much going on, just, you know, going with the flow, mowing. Still searching for another mower. That's an ongoing project, and it seems like every mower that strikes a big interest in me, it is literally over 4 hours away. So I'm trying to stay as local as possible. If I do buy a used mower, like I said in my video in the past, the last video, I don't really like to travel very far pulling a truck and trailer. I just don't. That's just me. And you know, even if you meet someone half the way, which is 2 hours away, that's still, to me, just a little bit too far for my comfort level with pulling a truck and a trailer with the, you know, the drivers on the highways nowadays. But other than that, there's not too much going on Grant's Lawn Care. I've just been sitting back enjoying a lot of good content that everyone else has been dropping. I mean, some of you have been very consistent with content, and you know, just sitting down in my downtime and actually trying to catch up on it. You know, very entertaining, very good stuff. My watch later list grows tremendously, and I try to get to everybody's videos and show love and support. So other than that, ain't too much going on. It's gonna be a pretty much all work video after I finish yapping at this point. So Again, thank you for coming to Grant's Lawn Care. And until the next time, which, and if you watch that short that I posted a couple of days ago, you see the project that I'm working to film next to put on the channel. Super overgrown, property that I was asked to take care of. So keep yourself tuned into the channel so you don't miss that one. I'm out of here. Y'all be safe. Enjoy your 3-day weekend. Peace. So I know I said I didn't have much to talk about in this video, but something just came to mind that I wanted to express, and this is just for concern for everyone, myself included. But I can't speak on everyone, but I know that I have a great love for the weather, and when these bad weather events come on, I'm glued to my phone. I'm either watching, extreme meteorologist Reed Timmer, or Connor Croft, or Ryan Hyall, I think that's what it is. But I'm tuned in pretty deeply to what's going on with these weather events, the Weather Channel, because I just take a love for weather. I remember at one point in time I was terrified of storms growing up, but now I've taken a different liking to the weather. I actually love, what goes on with weather. And sometimes I'll go out, and if I see a pretty photogenic storm or a severe storm, I go out and I take pictures. I even record. And, maybe one day myself I'll lay eyes on a twister. That was my goal. And hopefully it's not doing any damage. It's in a wide open space. And, it's just where you can be picturesque and just enjoy, it not doing any damage or harm to anyone. And, just to see and experience one in person. But my message after saying all of that is, I want everyone who may not be as involved or even care as much about the weather, other than if it's going to rain today or be hot today, I want everyone to take just a little bit more time to actually start paying attention to weather that's coming in your area. You can see on the news daily that weather is getting worse and worse. And, these events are stacking up. And the worst part about them, yes, to some people, losing property is the worst part about it. But I think myself personally, along with a lot of other people who are tuned into this video, can say fatalities are the absolute worst when it comes to weather events. And I want everyone just to take a little bit more time to be more seriously involved on what's going on with the weather in your area nowadays, especially in what they call Tornado Alley, Dixie Alley. Those are your most tornado prone areas, and that's what you've been seeing a lot of on the news lately when it comes to these severe weather events. We have hurricane season that's knocking on our door for those of us who are always in the path of a hurricane. Now is the time to start really getting prepared for a lot of what's to come with weather. Don't let it be one of those things that you keep pushing in the back of your mind and not paying any attention to, because the day that you say it's not going to affect my area, they're always calling for bad weather and it never happens. Well, I can speak for a lot of people on this channel and people who may tune in who will say we said the same thing about weather not affecting our area, and that one particular day it does. It comes through, it wreaks havoc, and it changes your town for a long time, if the town ever goes back to being the same. So let's do our part and step up and make sure that everyone has some type of way to get these weather alerts. Pay attention to the forecast. Yes, you may wake up to bright sunny skies. Yes, you may, go to work and spend the whole day at work with beautiful weather. But it takes just a drop of a dime for that weather to change on you, and you're not prepared and not paying attention, and tragedy can strike. So that's all I got to say. I'm out of here. You can think about this a little bit more deeper than listening to it to the sound of my voice. But I just wanted to express that, and hopefully you take something away from that about, this weather that's going on. Protect yourself, protect your family, friends, and associates. And, I think that'll work out for everyone in the long run. Grant Lawn Care, I'm out of here. All right, let's knock this final walkthrough out. I am running behind schedule this morning. I have to be in town at a graduation at 10. It is currently 8:46. I'm about 20 minutes away from home, and I have to still take a fast shower, find something quick to wear, and get back down the road. So everything over here, tight and neat, looking good, looking good. And again, just want to say it before I end this video quickly. Thank you for coming to Grant's Lawn Care, checking me out. I appreciate you coming and enjoying the content that I'm dropping. I'm trying to drop as much as I can in a good, timely manner. And, you know, I just have to kind of mirror what I heard another channel say yesterday. Shout out to Radiant Lawn Maintenance. A lot of my lawns will be repeated, you know, viewings on the channel. That's just the way it's really gonna boil down. However, my goal is to bring you enjoyable and relatable content to make you think about things and make you, you know, kind of go down a memory lane per se, and or just get a open conversation going about things. So I'm about to wrap this video up, this last walk through the backyard, and I got to get out of here. I would have been ahead of the schedule, but of course, moving tripods, getting good angles, trying to capture highlights for the video, it takes time. And I've just been talking, according to this timestamp, a little over 2 minutes and 6 seconds and counting. And that's just how fast time is moving out of my favor this morning. So as you can see, everything is squared away and taken care of, and I'm done. I saw one little spot that I'm gonna hit real fast with the trimmer, and I'm gonna get out of here. But again, until next time, thank y'all for coming to Grant's Lawn Care channel. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, again, subscribe to the channel, please do so. And if you don't subscribe to the channel, as the other channel said again the other day, send somebody else to the channel that may subscribe. They may enjoy the content and hang around, you know, for the journey with me. So y'all, I'm out of here. Peace. Grant's Lawn Care. I made it. 10 o'clock is what time it starts. It is now 9:36 timestamp, or 9:37. Looking at my car radio, it's 9:36, but I made it. I had to put the pedal to the metal and had to do a very quick but thorough bath, bird bath, but I made it. Y'all be safe. Thank you for watching. Welcome back to the channel, Grant's Lawn Care. You're looking at the next property cleanup. As you can see, it is very, very overgrown. These are those ones that I'm pretty afraid of, just because, and as you can see for perspective, you can't even see the fire hydrant. But these are the ones that scare me for ground bees and any other little, you know, hidden creature of nature. But this is the next project coming up. Everything, as you can see, is super overgrown. The front yard, everything is the same, pretty well to say. The rain and the wind is like it's laid over a lot of stuff, but stay tuned. We're gonna get it done.